Welcome everyone to the video. Welcome to the channel. As you can see, we're into fall vibes or, just changing of the colors. Everything's moving swiftly moving towards the end of the year. So, everything's moving fast. It was busy day today as well too. Today's the day of me filming this is a Monday, so it's come out on a Tuesday. But busy. I mean, the holiday, of course. I mean, the holiday just really it makes everything pretty busy as far as when it comes to shipping orders go. And then everybody's start getting messages from everybody. I haven't seen any movement in this package. Nothing's moved. Nothing's I don't see that's been dropped off at the post office. Well, it hasn't because it's Veterans Day. So I'm like sending messages out to people. It never fails, And these are people not. I can understand if they are international, but these are local, are U.S. These are U.S. people who don't, I don't know. Maybe a lot of people just don't pay attention to the mail, or they're like, "Oh, I didn't get any mail today. Oh well, I don't even question it." But even on Sundays too, like they'll message on Sundays. I'll be like, "Why? I haven't seen my package move at all." So it's a very busy day, and Monday also a hospital duty day, so it's also busy as well too because of that. But I didn't have to run to the post office during lunch, so that's a good thing, I guess. I'm not going so crazy, so we'll be enjoying a little bit of Jameson Irish whiskey, one of my personal favorites, in my Heavenly glass, which you saw in a video recently. Me pick up at Heavenly. Heavenly is a real cool. If you guys ever visit Lake Tahoe, Heavenly is it's very touristy. It's jam packed full of tourists. I mean, if you're there just to ski or snowboard, there are better places to go as far as the crowds. Heavenly is a really nice resort, really nice for skiing, snowboarding. They have really cool beginner slopes, also to way advanced. So cool. One of my personal favorites. I believe I may or may not have mentioned this before, but there's a spot up at the top because Heavenly goes from Nevada to California, so it's split, and you can go all the way to the top of the mountain, and there's just a little. It's not really a slope. You get points where you can get a little bit of speed, but it just gets so windy up there. It's as soon as you start riding, the wind starts hitting you and it slows you all down. But it's really cool because you can overlook the desert basically of Nevada. It looks like you're from an airplane. It's such a cool view. It's an area where you can go back and forth between California and Nevada. Not a fun I mean, it's fun because of the view. The view is really cool. And back in the day, man, when I was riding it, we didn't really have camera phones, so I wasn't really much of a picture taker or a video taker back in the day, and it wasn't very easy. We had just little flip phones with us, or iPod shuffles, or the original iPods, and those didn't have any capabilities that they do have now. So just really cool. Heavenly's a cool place. Definitely, if you guys are in Lake Tahoe, visit Heavenly. Really cool. Even during the summertime, they usually have some cool views, and you can go mountain biking and stuff like that out there. Really cool place. My personal favorite for riding, my home base when it came to ski resorts, was Sierra Tahoe. One of my personal favorites. Oh, it's so many great times there. That's where I take friends up. People that were like, "Hey, you snowboard? Can you take me up to learn or practice?" And that's where we go. So really cool. But I am getting the itch again. That head back to Lake Tahoe. I don't know. That was my life. Throughout my 20s, and early late teens, 20s, was snowboarding. Lake Tahoe. Once the snow started hitting, boom, I was out there. Whoever wanted to go could go with me if they wanted to, but mostly I was just jamming on my own. I had my own schedule, had less responsibility, I guess. I didn't really have kids. I didn't have kids. I didn't really have kids. I didn't have kids, so It was just me I had to worry about, and that was it. But now we're a little out of shape, a little older, and my kids are older too. So I don't know. I'm definitely not prepared at all to do anything this year. I got to get in shape. You can't just jump right into something like snowboarding again and be out of shape doing it. You're just opening yourself up for injury. But I'm preparing, getting ready, trying to eat healthy. It starts with all eating healthy. I don't know why it's harder nowadays than it was back in the day. Back in the day, I monitor everything I would eat. Nowadays, maybe because I'm out all the time, constantly outsourcing, working harder, and it's just easier to grab a bite somewhere. But changing starts with your diet. I've been changing my diet, getting healthy, slowly working in some exercise, working out, weight training. So slowly working that in. Not gonna try to overdo it because I think I did overdo it the other day, and I started cramping up, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not." You got to go a little bit slower. Take it a little bit slower, and hopefully be ready for next season. And you may see some videos next season, next winter, out on the slopes, maybe doing some sourcing also out in the Lake Tahoe area. I've heard, I mean, there is some good sourcing. Going up to Lake Tahoe, you got to go through the capital of California, which is Sacramento. You've seen some videos from Sacramento. Sacramento can be there's some incredibly great sourcing out there in Sacramento. I just touched on it ever so briefly, but as you go further north, there's some great sourcing, a great flea market actually out in Roseville, California. A pretty amazing flea market. We've been out there several times. Really cool. Then also El Dorado Hills, I've heard, is pretty good. A lot of older people go out there. A lot of retirees go out there. Nice, big houses. It's not that it's really an old area, but like I said, a lot of retirees go out there. So I've heard it's pretty good. We will get out there one of these days and hopefully at least do a video out there, prior to hopefully me trying to get out to the slopes. And then once you get further up the mountain, it gets a little bit, I don't know how Lake Tahoe is. I've never done any sourcing in Lake Tahoe or anything, but there are casinos out there and everything. And part of South Lake Tahoe is in Nevada. So, I don't know. Have you guys seen? I don't think I've done any Reno videos on here, but we will do a Reno video soon because we do visit family over in Reno as well. But that is in the future. Jameson is really good. Irish whiskey. If you guys are interested in just getting started in whiskey, I would definitely go the Irish route. Very, very, not so much. People talk about smooth. Well, I mean, it's different for everybody. What is smooth? What is not smooth? But typically, when someone says something is smooth, like a drink is smooth, that's smooth. It doesn't have much of a burn. Or the heat. The heat is really, really mild, and Irish whiskeys, it's really mild and very, very good. Lots of nice, cool flavors. Very, very sweet, but very delicious as well too. Okay, let's jump into the what solds. Not much news or anything going on. It's beginning of the week. What can happen at the beginning of the week, right? Okay. First and foremost, we have a concrete sculpture. It's a gargoyle or a dragon. I just listed it as a gargoyle on a laptop. Just sitting there on a laptop. It's a gargoyle, a shelf sitter. A shelf sitter is something you would call that can basically sit on the shelf. So usually it's designed to sit on a ledge. It's made of concrete. It seems old, so I put vintage. It is Gothic. Now, Gothic is a style. I know typically we think, obviously we associate Gothic with, with the way people dress, the way people look, and Gothic was a style of architecture and very, More darker, kind of, I guess. I guess the dark. I mean, I guess the darkness comes from the. You'll find a lot of like kind of, I guess, like long hallways or type of, like a cavernous, I guess, type of design in the buildings. So it'll appear very dark, but that was the style. That was the style. That was the Gothic style, and that's when gargoyles started appearing. Gargoyles have been around for quite some time, but you started seeing it in architecture, more in European architecture, medieval architecture, around the Gothic era of architecture. Look at Notre Dame, and I'll give you the perfect example of Gothic architecture and what to look for in Gothic things. But this is really, really cool. Just a gargoyle, home decor creature. They just have a lot of appeal to people. People buy these things all the time. They sell all the time. Again, just something that's not really a brand of any kind. It's just a sculpture. Maybe it wasn't signed or anything like that. So really cool piece. Look out for it. It was well done. So nice, cool, well done pieces. I mean, concrete is concrete. You're not going to be able to tell like, oh, this is really a fine piece of concrete. No, concrete is concrete. It's not like leather. It's not like glass. It's not like anything that you would feel and be like, oh, that's really high end. No, concrete is concrete. So it's gonna be all in the design and how well it's made, how well the piece is made. So really, really cool piece. What did it sell for? What did it sell for? Obviously fairly heavy. So $26.91. The shipping was $15.24. So quite a bit in shipping. So this person paid quite a bit. What are we looking? Close to, after everything's said and done, close to around $50 or so for this piece. So a really nice piece that someone was willing to pay nearly $15. I mean, nearly $50 total for them. So really cool. So definitely look out for these, concrete sculptures. Be cautious because the bigger you get, obviously, the heavier it's going to get. And, shipping heavy items is difficult. And obviously the cost goes up. So you need to make sure that someone's going to be willing to pay that cost. And a really cool sculpture got them to pay that cost. Okay, and you can see, obviously, I mean, I didn't sell it with that little wooden thing in the background. I just used that to sit the item on because it's a sitter. Okay, what is next? Let's see. Hopefully I go in the right direction. All right. Grumman Ghoul. These things are kind of rare. I mean, they are out there. Kind of hard to find, but these Grooving Ghouls by Jemmy. Great pieces. I sold it 4 days after Halloween. Think of 4 days after Halloween. Halloween sells all the time. I just dropped him a video yesterday. The day of me dropping this video, it would be yesterday, about Halloween still selling. Halloween, Christmas sells year round. Those are the two major ones that sell year round. Other ones, Easter, Thanksgiving, you're going to have to be closer to those holidays in order to sell those types of products. But Halloween and Christmas are year round. So I would pick them up. If I see them and they're good prices, I'll always pick them up. Anything Halloween, anything Christmas. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. And this one sold really, really well. I mean, it always amazes me because it happens every single year. It'll be after the holiday, and like Halloween stuff will start selling after that, like a week after, 2 weeks after, and then Christmas, in the new year, all of a sudden Christmas stuff will be selling, and I'm like, what the, like, you're gonna start decorating right now? But we'll still buy them. People still buy them. And what did this one sell for? This one sold for $45. So $45 for this guy. It was the other one, the concrete guy and this guy went in a 12 by 8 by 6 box. This one here, $45 what it sold for. $10.04 was the shipping cost on this guy. So really, really cool. Don't stop picking up Halloween. Don't stop picking up Christmas. But you still need to look out for those good items that will sell. Don't just pick up random stuff. You still got to find the good items. But don't let the fact that Halloween already passed stop you from picking up items, and or Christmas. Don't let that. Once it passes, don't let it stop you from picking up items. Thanksgiving, stop picking up items after Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving. Easter, stop picking up Easter items after Easter. Stop picking up Valentine's. So, definitely ones that you need to be aware of. So, and it's saying Ricky Martin's La Vida Loca. Man, I remember that song came out. That's how it goes, right? Yeah. Okay, I don't think I've touched on these in a while because I haven't seen these in a while. But we picked up this UC Berkeley, California stadium replica. It is brand new in the package. I have found ones where they're not brand new and they still sell really well. I typically find Stanford and UC Berkeley or University of California stadiums around here where I'm at, but I'm in the Bay Area, California, so that's where I'm going to find them. And two fairly large colleges, and I pick them up. I pick them up because they're typically really, really low buy-in cost, around $5 or less. I know I picked up, I think, about 8 Stanford ones not too long ago. They all sold already. Not too long ago, and those ones I picked up for around $3 or $4 a piece, and they all sold for this one. They all sell for right around $30-ish. $35.65 is what this sold for. $6.54 is what they paid in shipping. So keep your eye out for stadiums. I'm telling you, university stuff sometimes does way better than pro. There's just more. I think there's just more people buying that stuff. There's more appeal. A lot of people. A lot of people go to college, and a lot of people still want to have items associated with their college that they went to. I know a lot of the games here. A lot of Stanford games. There's tons of alumni that still go to those games every single time religiously. I know over in Texas that not just college, but in high school that they still go to the football games. I mean, there are some people here that still go to the that go to football games and everything, that have gone to those high schools, but it's not as big of a deal. It's like, but I know in Texas it's huge. If you went to a high school, like you were still going back, I think they still have events beyond what do you call it? Just reunions at their high schools. And I know I have relatives that still go back to these events. They go back to their high school events. Here, we're done with high school. We're out over here in California. We're out of high school. That's it. We're on to bigger and better things. We're not going back to high school for anything. But other parts of the country, like I know they still watch, they watch the or they televise the high school games. Here, I think there's one random channel that does it. It's a local channel. That's it. But in other parts of the country, it's a thing. Here in California, not really. But over in other parts of the country, yes. Like the southern parts, I know the southern parts, it's a big, big deal. Around here, not so much. But a lot of people are dedicated to their universities, and they will buy stadium replicas. The university in our city is San Jose State. We don't really the San Jose State Stadium. We don't really collect that. Although I've never seen one though. I mean, maybe if I saw one, I would pick it up, but I haven't seen one like that. Only seen Stanford, and I've only seen Berkeley. So really, really cool. keep your out for these stadium replicas. I'm pretty sure they do them of other stadiums, and there's other college stadiums out there. So really cool. Okay. What is next? What is next? Keyboards. You guys know I sell a bunch of keyboards. And this one here is a Kinesis Freestyle keyboard. Look out for this brand. It does incredibly well. Now, a lot of these, or many from this brand, they have a lot of accessories that go along with these keyboards. They have rest pads. They have ones that you'll raise the actual keyboard up, underneath. This one did. This one had some risers underneath it. This one should have had a connector that connects them both together. This one broke. The connector part broke, so I couldn't include the connector in this because it didn't even work. So even without that connector, with the risers, with the armrest here, this one sold pretty good for $35.54, and the shipping was $9.86 on this one. So really cool. I mean, you guys just know I sell keyboards all the time. I love selling keyboards. I'm a keyboard collector. And these ones do incredibly well. There's different variants as well too. There's a Mac version of this keyboard. There is one style of this keyboard. It looks really bizarre. It looks like it belongs in a UFO, or it's from the Alien TV series, from like the Prometheus, the shipment from Prometheus. It looks very bizarre. It's not broken up like this or a split keyboard. It's split in the way that it's how far apart the keys are, but it's all on one board. But the keys actually are kind of sit in a like a half sphere. They're like two little like half spheres, so they're like in a cup basically. It's very bizarre, and it's very unusual to use. I had one at one point. I attempted to use it. It was just way too difficult for me to use. It was just, maybe there was, there is a learning curve. You could eventually, get used to the muscle motion, or the muscle memory, I should say. And but I didn't like it, and so I sold it. And how much I sell it for? $300 and something was what it ended up going for. It's a very bizarre, unusual. If you see it, you'll automatically be able to know. You'll automatically know what I'm talking about. But it's by this brand. It's by Kinesis, and they just are known for their ergonomic designs, and they are very sought after. They sell usually fairly quickly if you price them right, and depending upon what accessories come with it. The more accessories, the better, and the more you can charge, and the faster it'll sell. So keep your eye out for these split keyboards, ergonomic keyboards. I have another Microsoft Ergo keyboard sitting over there. No. Probably this might be the right direction I want to point in, I think. It's reversed for me. Actually, my camera's showing me one way, and then the screen is showing me the other way. So I don't know which way I'm pointing exactly, but either way, it's over to my left side is the Microsoft Ergo keyboard I found, and those sell incredibly fast, right around $30-ish or so. So I got to get that listed. But really cool. I love my keyboards. I'm always going to be looking out for keyboards. You see in my videos, I'm looking at I gravitate towards keyboards, look for them. I just switched keyboards really quick, although I don't really like this one right now. I might end up selling it. I just picked this one up, but it's a Logitech Wave keyboard. I liked it because it has the full. It's really compact, and it has the full thing here, the full keypad. But it's super lightweight. I don't know. I don't really. It's nice, but it's super lightweight. I might go back to my gaming keyboard. I don't know. I just feel like I switch from time to time. So I like it for now. We will see. I like having the keypad, especially when I'm entering, uploading videos, and I'm putting in my, what do you call it? Chapters. I can quickly put in the times right here. But I kind of got used to I used to be able to type really fast, and I knew every single key on the keyboard in muscle memory. What happened? I started working a normal 9-to-5 job where I was at a computer. I was in IT, and you know, they all are like, oh wow, you can type really really fast, but it doesn't really even matter because you end up not typing that fast anymore nowadays, especially with AI nowadays or voice type now. It's ruined by typing. So I used to be that was my claim to fame back in the day, typing I think it was like 180-ish words a second or a minute. No, is it a minute? 180. No, you can't type 180 words a second. That'd be impossible. I think. But I think it was what was it? I was typing really, really fast. I forgot exactly what the old days. If I took one now, I'd probably fail. But what's next? Oh, a little whale. That's right. It's a little jade whale. How did I know this was Alaskan carved jade stone whale? Thanks to Google Image. I'll tell you that right now. I knew this was just really well made. Oh, never mind. I told you what the keyboard sold for. Um, it was just really well made. It was just well crafted, and which is why I picked it up. And again, this was just another like I call icing on the cake. You just throw it on top of your bundle. It's not going to add much to your bundle because it's super super tiny, and you just be like, just start throwing it on top, throwing it on top, throw these little things on top. These are little items, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15-ish dollars. Maybe you can get away with $15 items and not have to pay any more on a bundle. But really, really cool. It was just well made. Did I know it was jade? Not really right off the top of my head. I knew it was stone carved. I had to take a picture to figure out it was what exactly it was. It pulled it up right away, and there's a larger one that goes along with this in a set. This is actually the smaller variant, but hand carved Alaskan jade. Jade is a stone. It is a whale. Kind of just a generic whale design. It's not really, really. I mean, I guess it kind of resembles maybe a sperm whale, maybe, but just a generic whale shape. But it sold, and it sold fast after me listing it. And it sold for, again, it was icing on the cake, so it's not like a crazy amount of money, but it just adds to our profit on a bundle. $9.51. $5.56 is what they paid on shipping. This thing weighs less than an ounce. It will go in a tiny poly bag. There's no effort in shipping this out, picturing it, listing it, storing it. Very, very little effort. Throwing it in your cart, carrying it around, takes up no space at all. It's barely over an inch. So, really, really cool piece. You gotta get good at picking up these tiny little items to increase your profit on larger bundles. So, really cool item. And not only that, it adds to your listings. You get more listings out of a bundle when you're bundling up items. Okay, what's left here? Do I have any? No, that's it. Is that 5? I'll tell you right now. I can pull up my. That's 5 items. That is 5 items. So really, really cool items. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of the items I sold, not picked up. Well, I did pick it up, but of these items I sold. If you guys are finding any of these items out there, let me know. Let me know how your sales are going. How was your holiday weekend? Everything was pretty good. Sales are up. Sales are up. Busy, which means it's just busier. A lot of great items going out here, and definitely some items that will appear in the in future what solds here this week. One thing I have noticed with a lot of items that are going for around $100, definitely more than $100, but right around $100, I've been getting notifications about adding insurance to my listing. So yeah, I saw it for like an $85 item, and then I definitely saw it for several items that went for over $100. I sold some bronze bookends for around what was it, $225, and I got one on that. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why are they now? They're suddenly giving us some recommendation on insurance. I know they did change their insurance. They raised the I think it was ship cover. They raised the limit to $5,000 now is what you could pay for it. So let me know. Are you guys getting notifications as well too? I just started noticing I'm getting these notifications. So, and it's generally, it looks like it appears to be once it starts approaching $100, definitely above 100. Because I was just getting notification after notification. I'm like, what the, like, I mean, I'm trying to like move along, but I'm shipping. It's like I need to move. Everything's, I got to get into a rhythm, and especially after a holiday weekend, I'm trying to get into a rhythm here of shipping, getting boxes, labels, and then having an extra pop up kind of annoys me. I mean, I get it. Maybe, I definitely don't mind sometimes getting that little notification, just a reminder, be like, hey, this is an expensive item. You might want to purchase insurance, but I typically don't. And just because my buy cost is really low, yeah, you lose out on the money on the profit. If something gets lost or broken, you lose out on the profit. But ultimately, I try to buy as low as humanly possible. So technically, I'm only out the money I spent on the item and maybe the shipping supplies. But otherwise, let me know in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.